Good evening. This is your boy, DJ Tan, right here on Tanitudes. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel as well as like and share. Tonight I'm going to discuss something that may be a little bit alarming to some people, but I feel like I have the need, or feel the need rather, to discuss this because I kind of run into so many people who seem to always have these issues. So, with my talk show, my podcast, I talk about things that are real life situations and things that you can apply to your everyday life, or things that you just need to hear that are bothering other people. You just can get it off your chest and keep it moving. I wanted to talk tonight about living in the past. I noticed that a lot of people spend a great deal of time reminiscing about the past and just talking about the past, thinking about the past. And it's okay to think fondly of the past, to think about the good times, to think about, back in the day when things was all that, and bag chips and bowl of grits. It's fun to think about the good times. But there's a difference between thinking about the past and living in it. You see, sometimes we live in the past because it's familiar. We know what happened. There are no surprises. When you think about why you watch your reruns or your favorite old sitcoms over and over again, like me, I can watch, Sanford and Son over and over and over again because it's just something about Grady that just tickles me to death. But, there are those times, and this is what happens when we live in the past. It's almost like you forget that there is a now. And we choose to live there because it's familiar. We know everything about it. Like I said, we know everything about it. It's our comfort zone. That's our feel-good place. You can live there because you think back on it and it's the feel-good place. I think about, I spent many years in different places, and proud to have been in so many different places in so many different countries, and I think about a couple of friends of mine who got the chance to serve in the army and things like that, which I did not. It was not by my choice, but it was because of some health reasons that I didn't, get a chance to serve in the military. Not that I missed it, not one bit. But I think about some of the stories that he tells me, and I think about the stories that and the different scenarios that are currently happening, and they compare to the good old days being in the service. Well, it's not like that now. Not very many people have a good old days story, for the service. If you think of those old middle-aged guys, that always talk about the days back in the day and back in the old football days, and I used to wear size 24, 75, 50, 52. You talk about, when you're listening to your mom talk about the kids, back in the day, we used to drink out the water faucet. My kids used to drink out the water faucet, and then they didn't even get sick. My kids got to play outside till the street lights came on, and then nothing happened to them. I used to leave my back door open so that we could get all the fresh air, and the fresh air came on in the fresh air, and nothing ever happened. Nobody never walked in our door. Okay. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, is there one particular period from the past that you find yourself clinging on to? Ask yourself, do you feel that you will never reach that level of happiness again, that level of status, that level of satisfaction, that level of acceptance again? When you talk about, because when back in the day, I was the bee's knees back in the day, boy. Shoot, I used to hang up on the corner, shoot, and then people used to come down there and be like, shit, what's up, dude? Because I was all that, boy. I was running that block. That like 50 years ago. 50. So you ask yourself, are you frustrated with where you currently are in life? Are you fearful or afraid of the future? Does thinking about the past actually make you sad? If you find that you're clinging to a specific period from your past because you don't feel there's anything in the present or future that could possibly be better, and if thinking about the past in that way actually makes you sad and you feel stuck in the past, you have to ask yourself, what is the problem? Because see, living in the past is a problem because it robs you of the opportunity to enjoy the present. Not only enjoy the present, if you aren't happy where you are, living in the past won't help you. Living in the past allows you to avoid dealing with issues in the present. I know somebody now, I swear to God, they talk about the past because when I was back in Brooklyn, let me tell you something. I was all that back in Brooklyn, boy. Back in Brooklyn, boy. I'm gonna tell you something. I was back there in Harlem. Let me tell you something, boy. Ain't nothing like Harlem. Well, hell, that was 50 years ago. There's a whole lot wrong with Harlem right now. You have to think about why it's easier for you to reminisce. Why is it easier for you to live in that past state of mind than it is to deal with the troubles you're currently having in your marriage or your life or your finances or your relationships or whatever it is that's going on in the present that you're stuck on the past? It is nicer to daydream about when you were a star athlete or when you was a 24, 36, 36, 24, 36, 11, oh, she's a brick. Y'all, man, y'all ain't no 36, 24, 36 no more. Y'all more like a 42, 38, 66 or something like that. But it's all good, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, I ain't trying to talk about nobody because sometimes them 45s and 60s and things, that's them things that do what they do. But coming back to the conversation at hand though, I'm saying that, sometimes you have to look at yourself in the mirror. You got to deal with the extra 60 pounds, the extra 70 pounds, the extra 50 pounds, extra 80 pounds you're currently carrying around. You're not a size 2 anymore. You're probably not going to ever be a size 2 again. You're not going to ever wear them skinny jeans. Y'all need to take them off. Please, Jesus, let them take them off. See, this is the thing. Just because they make it in your size don't mean you need to buy it. Now let me ask you something, or rather let me tell you something. If you find somebody in the store and we're going to just use the word plus size because I think that's the political term for it now. And you a plus size and you over there trying to get you some skinny jeans and a tank top or something. Just think, just let it go. Just let it go. Let it go. You gotta let it go. Because you see that, let me explain something to you people. You see them people that work up in them stores? They get hired to tell you look like $1 million. Because all they had to do is sell them pair of skinny jeans on your big hotel. And I ain't even going to get them because this is a whole nother show I'm jumping into right now. Y'all know I get off track fast. Let me tell you something. If you wearing the multicolored leggings, y'all need to stop. Y'all really need to. Let me tell you something. I'm not just getting on the big girls. I'm getting on the little girls too. Because let me tell you something. Just because they make them don't mean you can wear them. Sometimes don't think I'm just talking about the big girls, because sometimes I be walking down the street and I pass by and Lord help us, Jesus. These women be walking down the street thinking they looking good with a thong on with some leggings. Not only do you look a hot mess with all them dips and dimples all up in your ass, but the problem is this. You ain't tight back there no more. So just because you a size 5 at 55 don't mean that your ass is not gonna jiggle and you looking a hot mess. The rule of thumb with leggings is to wear a long shirt to cover your tail. Because the only person that want to see it is these know-nothings that think that's cute. It's not cute. It's really, really not cute. Not to mention, while I'm on this subject, pull them thong straps down, because it ain't cute for nobody to be walking around here when you bend over, got the seat of your drawers strap and the crack of your tail. That's not cute. That's just plain nasty and cheesy. It's just plain and simple, nasty, cheesy. I don't care if you are 36, 24, 36. I don't want to see your ass crack. It's not professional and it's not cute. I'm just letting you know now. Now, y'all done got me off the whole subject thinking about these people walking around here with them pajama pants on. That's another thing. They didn't make them pants to walk around at the Walmart. They made them pants to put on to go to sleep in. We always got to be doing the most. We always got to do the most. Those is pajamas. And we ain't going to get on them fluffy slippers that y'all call yourself wearing. That's a mess. That's really a mess. Those are slippers. They not get up and go to Walmart slippers. Those is called get up and go to the bathroom slippers. I'm going to need y'all to dress appropriately these days because our little children, our little girls, our little boys need to have somebody to follow. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. But moving back to the subject, we were talking about the past. I don't know what I got on that for, but that's a whole horse of a different color. I could be here all night talking about that foolishness. Man, them Walmart Chronicles, boy, I tell you, I got some Walmart Chronicles. But anywho, I'm going to ask y'all what causes unhealthy nostalgia. See why some people live in the past because they don't want to deal with the present. Others live in the past for fear of what may come in the future. It's just like watching that same show over and over and over and over and over. Looking back on your life doesn't bring any surprises. Even if some of the past isn't good, it is at least predictable because you already know what happened. Now the future is fraught with uncertainty. What's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to our family? What's going to happen to my career? You know, and one of the scariest things to contemplate about the future is, what if the best days are behind us? I know I think about that sometimes. What if the best days are truly behind me? What if I don't have anything to look forward to in the future? That's a lot to be fearful about for the future. It's a lot to be fearful of. You know, you find yourself feeling anxious sometimes, and you find yourself just worrying. You know, and you avoid making long-term plans, and you sometimes you feel frustrated or stuck in life and have no plan for how to move ahead. You know, and honestly and truly, you know, you honestly and truly believe that your best days are behind you. But you know, if you're fearful of the future, there are a lot of things that you can do to help remove that unhealthy feeling and be more optimistic and be in a more positive place. You know, you need to take stock of what you currently have in your life and all the things you have to be grateful for. You need to spend some time planning ahead. You know, the future will seem a lot less scary if you have some kind of a plan in place and a direction and goals to move towards. You know, acknowledge that there are some things in life that you just can't control. Learn to let go of these things and feel some of the weight lift off your shoulders. You don't need cable TV for $199.99 a month. And they done talked y'all into that bundle package. You don't need a $500 to $600 a month car note that you can barely afford. You don't need no $700 bag, but you only have $2 in it. You don't need that $2.5 million home, but sitting up and eating peanut butter and jelly. You don't need to spend $300 on a pair of tennis shoes when the ones for $25.99 walk the same exact way. You don't need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on electronic gadgets just to prove to somebody else that you high-siding. Guess what? Because all these cell phones do the exact same thing. They ring, you make a call, you pick up the phone, you text message, you jump on Facebook, you jump on Instagram, you jump on Grammygram, you jump on Tweeters, whatever they call it. You jump all over the place, and guess what? That's what it do. It do what it do. What you need to do, people, is get back to a simpler form of living. You need to get back to a simpler form of life. Because half y'all out there trying to high side don't have 2 quarters to rub together. Out there selling your food stamps to try to make ends meet. And I'm only telling you what God loves, the honest to God truth. That's why the future seems so scary. Because you're living in something that you don't and cannot afford. You got to remember one thing. Life is hard. And anyone who say it's not hard is lying to you. I know it's a harsh statement, but it's true. But the one good thing you have to know is that you do have control over much of your life. God gives you control. He gives you choice. So you just have to learn to exercise that control. And remember that old adage that somebody said a long, long time ago. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. And today is a gift. And that's why they call it the present. Start living your life in the present. Stop worrying about what Jane, Jack, Jill, and Jemiah got. Because 9 times out of 10, if their house was glass, you'd see they have the same thing you got. The same jar of Jiffy peanut butter and the same jar of Smucker's jelly. Trying to make ends meet until payday. Trying to make ends meet until payday. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Just sitting up here high-siding and pretending. We are one of the poorest and the most richest races in the country, in the entire world. And the reason why I say poor and rich is because the rich get richer and the poor get poorer trying to pretend like they rich. Everybody's not a Birdman. Everybody's not a Lil Wayne. Everybody's not what that girl name is, Nicki Minaj. Everybody's not going to be a model. Everybody's not going to be a basketball player. Everybody's not going to be a football player. Everybody ain't going to be no rapper. Some of y'all out there been rapping for 25 years and I ain't found your record yet. But what you are doing is you're giving the youth the wrong message. And it's sad because you still living in the past when you used to rap 25 years ago, my brother. And you still don't have a record out there right now. You up there trying to still model and you damn near 50 years old and still trying to think you a model. Then you don't let me get on them real housewives that ain't real. Ain't never one of them got a husband but Nene. And you got that Kenya pretending like she pregnant and she ain't. Then you got that other fool what's her name that be on that daytime show? I can't think of the name of that show. The one that thought the Underground Railroad was really a railroad. You got that dummy trying to pretend like she's somebody. Who is she? I don't even know who she is. Then you got old fake Phaedra, who's supposed to be coming back to the Real Housewives to perpetrate her fraudulent self. I mean, it's a mess what our youth has to see and think this is all fine and dandy. They ain't gonna get on Toya and all them Regina Carters and all them trying to perpetrate. Got that poach out with that little bald head, sitting up there with that big old bow sitting up on her head the other day. I could not believe that. And they need to go back to school and go to college and learn something instead of hanging around that little thug. You know, it's a shame that this is what our children have to look forward to. It's a shame that we as adults in mid-age, in 30s and 40s and 50s are still living in the past because the future is too scary. We all need to take a good look in the mirror. And maybe if you take a good look in the mirror and you look at what you see, maybe that's what's scaring you. Maybe that is what's scaring you. So maybe you should take that good hard look and realize, I don't have to live my life like this. I'm going to do better and I'm going to be better. And in the future and the present, it's going to look so much brighter. This is your boy DJ Tan right here on Tanner Tunes and Chat and Chill. I make no apologies for what I say. What I say is real and what I say is the truth. And again, if I say it a million times. Whoever don't like it, you can go on to the station where you want to hear the lies. But this is the station where you're going to hear the truth. I wish y'all nothing but love, peace, and soul. And also a little bit of hair grease. Get the edges straight. Peace.